All right, you know what time it is. Live from the Bear Muscle Garage, it's time for Fit Crew. What do we got in store for you today? Let's go ahead and share this on screen. So today, we've got a Bear Muscle battle for you. In this battle, we're going to be doing 3-minute rounds, 1 minute rest in between rounds. And what are we doing here? We're doing a 200-foot carry in 25-foot sections, 16 hand-to-hand kettlebell swings, and then as many calories on the bike as we can do until the 3 minutes are up. And then we're going to rest a minute and run this back for a total of 4 rounds. And we may be looking at this thinking, I don't have a 25-foot span of space and I don't have a bike. Don't worry, guys. As always, we're going to warm up really well, and we're going to go through all the options that will allow you to do this workout or your version of it right where you are, using what you have and doing what you can. But let's go ahead and start the general warm up, which is going to activate the muscles that we are using in today's workout. So the first move that we're doing today is glute bridges. And let's go ahead and have Bubbles demonstrate 2 glute bridges for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the glute bridges are going to look like this. So let's all join in here and let's do 10 glute bridges together. So on these glute bridges, we are laying face down and we've got those feet pulled in super close to the hips. And we're going to squeeze those glutes and get the hips as high as we can in the air, getting higher and higher each rep. And we want to think fast up, hold the top, slow on the way back down. So good job on these glute bridges. Next, we are going to roll over and do some dynamic calf stretches. Let's have Ash demonstrate 2 reps on each leg for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then we're actually going to do some dynamic elbows like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 dynamic calf stretches on each side. Now, it could be that this is a bit hard on the wrist to do this off the ground, in which case we got you covered with some options. We could do this off of an inclined surface. And let's have Ash demonstrate here. This could be off of a wall. It could be off a sofa or off another sturdy piece of furniture. We'll be in an inclined pike position, bending the one knee, pushing the back heel into the ground. But if we're doing this off the ground as prescribed, we are piking those hips up, bending the one knee, pushing the back heel into the ground, going back and forth, holding that for about 2 seconds on each side. So good job here on this dynamic calf. Next, we're going to grab a super light kettlebell. And by light, we mean 10 pounds or less, 5 kilos or less. If we don't have a kettlebell, then it could be a dumbbell or any other common household object. It could be a shoe, it could be a pillow, it could be a teddy bear, but whatever the case, we want to grab something super light. And with this light object in hand, we're going to do some suitcase deadlifts. And let's go ahead and have Bubbles demonstrate 2 reps of the suitcase deadlift for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the suitcase deadlift is going to look like this. So let's all join in here and let's do 10 suitcase deadlifts together, 5 on each side. So on this deadlift, that object is going to start on the ground, but outside the feet, similar to where we would be picking up a suitcase or perhaps a bag of groceries. But we are still going to have those hips super low and we are fighting that lean. We want to have a nice square shoulders and chest looking straight ahead. And then as we are standing up, we are driving the ground away, getting the shoulders back at the top, fighting that lean on the way up and on the way back down. So good job here on the suitcase deadlift. And then finally in the activation phase, we're going to do some one-arm swings. Let's have Ash demonstrate 3 swings on the same arm for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the one-arm swings are going to look like this. So let's all join in here and let's do 10 one-arm swings, 5 on each arm. So notice, this is in preparation for the hand-to-hand swings we're going to be doing a little bit later. And so we are initiating by sending that object back between the legs using the power of the glutes and the legs to get this up to face level, hitting all 5 swings on one side before switching and then doing all 5 on the other side. And normally we would talk about that T-Rex arms and keeping the object close to the body, but to create space to switch sides, we actually do want to favor the long arm motion today. So good job here on the one arm swing. Well, that is it for the activation phase. Now we're going to move on to the movement prep, which is where we're going to practice specifically the 3 moves that we are doing in today's workout. The first move we're going to do is the carry, which is simply named, is pretty much as described. We are going to be holding that object to the side as if we're holding a suitcase, and we're going to walk nice and proud. And we'll have both Ash demonstrate first and Bubbles second. We have the chest up, shoulders back, that object to the side, and we are walking around like a proud rooster on the runway. And we can have Bubbles as well demonstrate, notice from this angle, how we are fighting that lean and not letting that object take us to the ground. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then we've got the arm up and we are doing some side swipes. Each swipe back and forth equals a step from the seated position. So let's all join in here and let's do 4 sets of 25-foot carries, or we'll call that a 50-step carry for the warm-up here. And so, as previously mentioned, we really would like to see a 25-foot span of space measured out, no matter where it is. It could be on camera, it could be off camera, but preferably if we have a 25-foot span of space that we can use to complete this carry, that is ideal. If we do not have a 25-foot span of space that we can use to measure these carries, then we can count our steps. And in the workout, we'll consider 100 total steps to be equal to the 200-foot carry that we are doing today. So good job on the carry. The second move that we are doing today is hand-to-hand kettlebell swings. And let's go ahead and have Ash demonstrate 6 reps of the hand-to-hand kettlebell swing for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the hand-to-hand swing is going to look like this. Or if we do not have the wherewithal to do the hand switching at the top, then we can do some alternating high pulls like this. So let's all join in here and let's do 10 hand-to-hand swings together. So on this hand-to-hand swing, notice this does take some practice and coordination. We initiate by getting that object back between the legs, and we are using the power of the glutes to power that up and switch at face level. And if this is a bit hard for us to do with the one hand and then the switching at the top, then we can certainly do the Russian kettlebell swing. And let's have Ash demonstrate a couple reps here. This is going to be another option in which we just use both arms here. And this is a regular Russian swing, throwing that back, popping it up to face level. And for some of us, that's just going to be better for our shoulder positioning and whatever we've got going on. So good job on these hand-to-hand swings or Russian swings, whichever version is better for us. The third move that we are doing today is the bike. So if we happen to have a bike such as a Rogue Echo bike or an Assault bike, what I'd like you to do is to hop on that bike, and we're going to do about 1 minute here just to make sure that it's set the way that we like and to get the blood flowing and the muscles pumping. But most of us don't have these machines. We're the machines. We're going to do an at-home modification for the bike that combines mountain climbers and plank shoulder taps. One mountain climber and one plank shoulder tap on each side is going to equal a calorie on our body weight bike. And to demonstrate, let's have Bubbles actually demonstrate 2 calories on our body weight bike. And we're going to have Ash demonstrate 2 calories on our body weight bike. That was 1. That was 2. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then each rep is going to look like this. That was 1. That was 2. So let's all join in here and let's do 10 calories on our body weight bike. Now, it could be that, hey, doing this off the ground is going to be a bit of a challenge, in which case we got some options here. Like we see Bubbles doing, we can do some incline mountain climbers and plank shoulder taps. So we'll be in an incline plank position, getting the knees to the elbow, and then shifting, tapping the opposite side. But if we're doing it off the ground, then notice how we can either step those mountain climbers or we can jump as our circumstances allow. So let's step as needed, but jump as much as possible. So good job on whatever version of the bike is better for us. Well, now it's ramp up time. If you've been earning badges and you'd like to add some weight to do either the scaled, intermediate, or RX weight in today's workout, then let's start to gradually add some weight, and let's do about 2 practice 25-foot carries and at least 10 hand-to-hand swings, adding a little bit of weight each time until we get to the weight that we want to use for the workout. And it very well could be that we have two different weights today. We can all probably carry a little bit more weight on the carries, but maybe we end up having to go a little bit lighter on the hand-to-hand swings. So let's pick our weight or weights accordingly. But whether we're adding weight or not, let's pay close attention to the following checklist. Number one, please make sure your device is fully charged or plugged in so we can get through this whole workout without losing you. Number two, let's grab some water. Let's take a sip and let's make sure we got our water nearby so we can take a sip as needed all throughout the workout. Number three, I'm going to give everyone a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. And that's how you can synchronize your timer with mine if you choose to use one. Number four, music. Super important, especially in a battle workout like today. We're going to be battling with those kettlebells and bike calories, and we want some songs that are going to keep us motivated through each of these rounds. So what's on your playlist? You can blast your music as loud as you want, as long as you can still hear me helping you throughout the workout. And lastly, how are we keeping track of our progress? We're going to be carrying, we're going to be swinging, we're going to be having arms and legs all over the place on this bike. It's going to be easy to lose track of how much we've done and how much is left, unless we are teachers' pets, like Deb over here with a big old whiteboard, or if we are like digital bubbles. If you came prepared, let's go ahead and show that whiteboard on screen so we can see how much of a teacher's pet you are. So here we go. Teacher's pet picture in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I'm going to bring the workout back on screen one more time, and then we'll get going. So in just about a minute, we are going to start this battle of 3-minute rounds and 1-minute rest in between each round. And what are we doing? A 200-foot carry in 25-foot sections, which is going to be 8 carries. 16 hand-to-hand kettlebell swings. And then as many calories on the bike as we can do until the 3 minutes are up. And then we're going to rest 1 minute and run this back for a total of 4 rounds. So on these carries, preferably, guys, let's measure out a 25-foot span of space that we can do these carries. If we actually do not have any 25-foot space that we can use to measure those carries out, then we'll consider 100 steps equal to the 200-foot carry for today's purposes. On the hand-to-hand swings, let's make sure that we are using the version that is good for us. If we can switch at the top, awesome. If we need to do the double hand Russian swing, that is fine as well. In either case, we are not adding weight unless we've been earning badges, keeping that weight super light until we can get that consistency. And then on the bike, if we are doing the mountain climber plank shoulder taps, then each set of step, step, tap, tap equals a calorie on the body weight bike. And that's what we're going to keep track of each round of these 4 rounds. After the carries and after the swings, how many sets of those mountain climber plank shoulder taps, whether we're doing it off the ground or off the incline, that's going to be our score. If we do have a bike, then we are using that bike or any other alternate cardio device and tracking whatever output that device gives us. So your score is going to be the total amount of calories on the bike or mountain climber plank shoulder taps that we can do after the buy-in of 100 step carry and 16 hand-to-hand swings for each of these rounds. And we're going to be doing 3 minutes work, 1 minute rest for a total of 4 rounds. If you are good to go, give me a thumbs up here and we'll get this started. I'm going to give us a 10-second countdown, and then I'm going to highlight Deb to get us going. So here we go, guys. 100 step carry for 200 feet, preferably if we have 25-foot sections measured out. 16 hand-to-hand swings, and then as many mountain climber plank shoulder taps as we can do until the time is up, or of course if we have a bike, counting those calories. Starting in 10 seconds. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. And we are off on these carries. And if we have a 25-foot section, then we are doing 8 lengths of that 25 feet, which is going to equal the 200 feet total. And that 25-foot span of space is the preferred method of doing these carries, no matter where we happen to have that space. It could be close by our setup for all the other stuff. It could be a little bit further away. But whatever the case, at some point, especially if we've been doing this program for a while, we definitely do want to have a good standard 25-foot span of space that we can use for things like these. After those carries, we are now on these hand-to-hands, switching at the top, switching at the top. And notice how we are throwing it back, popping, switching at the top. That switch at the top, super important here. If we find ourselves getting off rhythm, you know what? Hey, just put it down for a second, reset, and then get it going again. But after the 16 swings, right on cue, there goes Ash, hopping onto the beloved row machine. She's going to be using that as an alternate for the bike. And Bubbles and Dev finishing off some swings before moving on to the mountain climber plank shoulder taps. And so we've got Deb doing these from the incline. And we've got Bubbles as well, choosing to do these from the incline. So everyone on today's target window, and we establish these target windows here so that we know if we've hit the mark in today's training. Did I choose the right weights? Did I choose the right movement options? If we do so, then we will finish somewhere within that target window. And so we're coming up on the 1 minute rest. We've got 20 more seconds here. Let's kick it in gear. Let's kick it in gear. Let's get another rep. We're about to rest anyway. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And here we are at our first 1 minute rest. Bubbles couldn't be happier. Ash writing down that score, taking a quick sip. And let's check in with Deb. We are 1 round in here, Deb. And what are we thinking about this workout so far? How'd that round go? How do you expect the rest to go?
I'm pretty good. I just have to get control of my breathing and pace myself. It should be okay.
That is exactly it. We have to pace this race. This is the first of 4 rounds. And so it's easy to maybe come out very hot thinking, hey, I got plenty of time in the world. But we have to be smart about it. Second round coming up in 10 seconds. And we're going to have Ash kick us off. Starting with the carry in 3, 2, 1, and there we go. We are on this carry. Keeping the chest up, shoulders back, fighting that lean all the way down, all the way up. Doing our thing. And like we said, hey, it could be that many of us, if we are adding weights, if we've been earning badges, we're using a slightly heavier weight on the carry compared to the swings. Many of us could challenge ourselves in that way, if that makes sense. And we've got Ash on these swings. We got Bubbles getting on these swings. Throwing it back. Pop and switch at the top. Throwing it back. Pop and switch at the top. But nice work here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And then just like that, boom, right on target, Ash. Getting to that row. We've got Bubbles. Hitting the step, step, tap, tap, step, step, tap, tap. Deb as well. But nice breathing here, guys. We are moving smart, but staying strong. Getting through this. And we are at the 30-second warning. So right now, 30 more seconds in this round. Let's dig deep. We're about to rest. So let's push a little more. Let's get another rep. Let's get another rep. And we are pushing through this. 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1, 2 rounds done. Woo! Just like that. We are at the halfway mark. Getting that score in, getting a quick sip, checking in with Ash. So we are 2 rounds in, 2 to go. How's it going? And what are you expecting out of the rest?
It's going really good. I like this one. When you said that there was 30 seconds left in this last round, I pushed, and so I got more row than I did the first round, which I was a little surprised about, so I'm happy with that.
And that's exactly what I was expecting. That's what I was hoping. And so just a little bit more, right? We're not going too crazy. We started strong. We started smart. Maybe we're able to push a little bit more. And we're going into round 3 in 3, 2, 1. Boom. We are off. We got Bubbles kicking us off here. 200-foot carry. 100 steps if we're counting those steps. But preferably, we've got this 25-foot span of space figured out, measured out. But nice work. Staying relaxed. Keeping the chest and shoulders nice and square, fighting that lean. We are on it. doing our thing. And just like that, Ash already on these swings. Hitting that pop, switch at the top. Hitting that pop, switch at the top. And like we said, sometimes the wires get crossed and we kind of lose our coordination. If that happens on the hand-to-hand swings, let's just put it down for a second, reset, pick up where we left off. But that switch happens at the top. And here we go on this third round of bike or mountain climber plank shoulder taps. Let's push, let's move, let's go, let's go, let's go. We've been pacing. Let's stay strong. Knowing we've got one more round after this, but we're staying on it. Hopefully getting within at least a couple reps of each other each round. 30 more seconds here. Let's dig deep. Let's push a little more. Let's push a little more. Ten more seconds on this round. Three, two, one, and round three done. Woo! Deep into it. We are writing that score, waiting for more. Check it in with Bubbles on this round. So we're 3 rounds in. We've only got 1 to go. How's the first 3 go, and what are we expecting out of this last one?
Going great. So yeah, I keep getting more and more reps on the mountain climber plank shoulder taps. So I'm hoping to get even more this time.
That's what we're hoping. We want this last round to be the blast round. So let's really recover here. We've got just 15 more seconds. So let's get our game face on. We're gonna bring it back to Deb to kick us off on this last round. Here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Last round, and we are on it. This is the round where we hustle this carry, maybe just a little bit faster, shave a couple seconds here. Not too much we can shave off the swings, just staying unbroken on that. So if we're gonna save any time, it's probably gonna be on these carries. Just a little bit wider strides, but still, of course, keeping that stability, keeping the chest, the shoulders square, fighting that lean. But 8 sets of 25-foot carries, and boom, right on note. There goes Ash on these 16 hand-to-hand swings. Bubbles as well joining in, and Deb. But keeping the chest up, we are not letting that object take us down. We're hitting that pop, we're switching at the top. And there goes Ash with the fastest split time so far, getting to the row for the bike. We've got Bubbles on the mountain climber plank shoulder taps. We got Deb joining in on these mountain climber plank shoulder taps. This is the last round, nothing left. This is where we dig deep. This is where we go down that hole. We've been pacing. Now we're racing. Doing our best to get another rep, Staying strong, staying smart. But now we are at the last 30-second warning. This is where we blast. We're digging deep, we're doing the most. We're seeing if we can squeeze even just one more rep out of this. 10 more seconds. Big push, big push, big push, big push. 3, 2, 1, and we are done. Woo! And Bubbles couldn't be happier. And Deb couldn't be happier. But wait, there's more. Now we're at the best part of the workout, which is the cool down stretch. And this stretch is super important to help us fight soreness, increase flexibility, so we can come back day after day, staying consistent and committed. So the first stretch we're going to do today is the seal. And that's going to be where we're laying face down and we are pushing up like this, letting the hips sink into the ground. We got some nice active shoulders. If this is a bit hard on the wrists, then we can do this off the elbows like this. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we're going to get those arms up and pull back like this. But while we're doing this, let's reflect on the workout. Let's do some high-low buffalo. High. What is one thing you feel you did well in the workout today? Low. What's something you want to do better the next time it shows up? And buffalo. What is something that surprised you about the workout today? While we're thinking about that, let's switch from the seal into the frog. We're going to get those hips back, knees out to the side, sinking into this, opening up those hips. And while we're on this, let's hear from Bubbles. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we're going to get those hands down to the shoulder blades and pull back like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Bubbles?
High-low buffalo. So, I think that, using the same weight for the carries and the hand-to-hand swings, that was really good. I didn't know I'd be able to do it, so today, but I did it, so I'm very happy about that. And my buffalo was also the mountain climbers. My low is at my knee is a little wonky today, so I did elevated mountain climbers, plank shoulder taps. But I was very happily surprised that my knee was not hurting at all doing it at this level, and I was able to increase a few reps each round. So I'm really happy with those choices today.
And that is a great example. We have so many reasons not to show up and do this. Oh, my knee, my this, my that. But you show up, you make smart choices. Movement is medicine. And we are getting through this using what we have, doing what we can. So good job, Bubbles. Let's now move on to supine twists. We're going to lay on our back, get the one knee into the chest, twist, and pull down with that opposite hand. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Ash. And if we're doing this from a seated position, we're going to twist toward the left, holding on to whatever we need. But what is your high-low buffalo, Ash?
My high was all of it. I really liked this one. My low, I don't know that it's really a low, but I feel like I could have gone a little bit heavier on the hand-to-hand swings. And my buffalo, I'm really proud of this. So my conversion's a little bit different in the calorie row, but first round I had 4.3, second round I had 4.4, third round I had 4.5, and the fourth round I had 5.2. So I really emptied it out at the end, and I'm happy with that.
Knocked that out of the park. And so great job, Ash, on that. Really pacing this race, saving the blast for last. And let's now switch to supine twists on the other side. We got the other knee into the chest, and we are twisting, pulling down with the other hand. And while we're on this side, let's hear from Deb. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we're now twisting toward the right, holding on to whatever we need to. But what is your high-low buffalo, Deb?
My high was, like everyone said, this whole workout was really high. My best was the mountain climbers with shoulder tap, because I too increased on every level, on every round. And then the round that I thought I was going to tap out on and I didn't do so well, that last round, I was like, I'm going to make it for the other round. So I did not double, but 2 more because I wanted to even them out. So that was my high. The carries, the other high was I did the carries and the swings with the same weight, but the carries kind of got not the best of me, but they were trying to be in control. And I was like, no. So you kept saying, push your shoulders back. And I was like, I'm gonna carry you, dude. And so that was good. The buffalo was, I didn't count. I just kept the 8 counts because I was like 25 times 8. I was like, I can't. So that was trying not to count. So thanks, coach. Love the workout as usual.
And thank you. Hey, you're not alone. Counting definitely ends up being one of the hardest mental exercises in all of this that we do. But with the advanced planning and measuring and even some practice, we get the hang of it after a while. So good job, Deb. Well, that's our WOD, that's our stretch, that's our high-low buffalo. You know what's left. This sweaty selfie, because does it count if we don't take that selfie? Let's flex on the camera and let's take this selfie. Sweaty selfie in 3, 2, 1. And crazy face. And let's put the fist in the middle for the cheer. On 3, 2 claps, fit crew. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Fit crew.
Fit crew. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this program, then please give this channel a subscribe, a like, and a share. Thank you very much, and see you next time.